Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your child's profile on FableJar. Okay, click on Add Child. All right, this is a very important section because everything you add here, your child's name, their avatar, their preferences, interests, personality, favorites, etc. Our story engine will use all that information to make every story feel like it was written just for them. The more information you add here, the better the character will get in the stories. Okay, so let me walk you through everything from the start. All right, to start with, enter your child's first name. We just need the first name, we don't need the last name. And this is for safeguarding your child's privacy. And we use their first name purely for story generation. Your child's name is going to appear in every personalized story. So when they hear a story at bedtime, it's not about some random character, it's about them. Okay, next is gender, girl, boy, or non binary. This helps the AI use the correct pronouns. Quick tap, and we're done. Okay, after this is age range, and you'll notice that we don't ask for an exact birthday. We just want an age range, so 3 to 4, 5 to 7, 8 to 10, and this is intentional. We're very careful about what information we collect about your child. The age range is all we need. It tells our story engine how to adjust the vocabulary, the sentence structure, and the story length. A story for a 4-year-old is simple, warm, and short. However, a story for a 9-year-old has complex emotions, it has real dialogues, and deeper narrative. The age range handles all of that automatically. Okay, next up is the AI avatar generation. And this is one of my favorite features on FableJar. And I think once you'll see it, you'll understand why. Okay, so every story on FableJar has illustrations. But the character in those illustrations isn't some random kid. It's your child. And it stays consistent across every single story. Like a comic book. You always know who Spider Man is, no matter what scene he's in. And that's what the avatar does for your child. They become the main character of their own story universe. So, you've got two options here. You can upload a photo or you can write a description. Like short black hair, brown eyes, glasses, loves wearing a red hoodie, etc. However, I will highly recommend uploading a photo, and here's why. When you upload a photo, the AI generates an avatar that looks remarkably close to your actual child. It's generally very impressive. When you describe them in text, it's harder for AI to get it exactly right. So, short brown hair or wear glasses could look similar to hundreds of the kids. A photo gives AI something real to work with. And one important thing, we do not store the photo. The moment an avatar is generated, the original photo is deleted automatically from our systems. We only keep the illustrated avatar. Your child's photo is never saved, never shared, never used for anything else. And that's a promise. Okay, one more thing. You get only 2 attempts at generating the avatar, whether you use the text version or you use the photo upload. The AI technology we used for avatar generation is generally very expensive to run. So pick a clear, well lit photo of your kid where your child's face is visible and you'll get a great result on the very first try. Okay, now let me demonstrate generating an avatar. I'm going to upload this photo and hit generate portrait. And there we go. That's the avatar right there. It's pretty close, correct? Okay, now what I'll do is I'll save it as a profile picture, and from this moment on, every story and every illustration, that's my child in there. If she's flying through space, that's her in the spaceship. If she's making a new friend at the playground, that's her walking up to the other kid. The first time your child looks at the screen and says, "That's me," you know exactly why this feature exists. Okay, it's not a story about any other character, it's their adventure and they can see it. That's a really big deal for a kid. Okay, so next we come to story preferences. There are two settings here. The first is the story language. Right now it's English by default. We'll be adding more languages later, like Spanish, Hindi, French, German, and more. So eventually your child can hear stories in whatever language your family speaks. Okay, the other setting is the story length, and this is important. You got three options here. The short one is about 5 to 7 minutes and around 500 words. The medium is about 8 to 10 minutes and around 800 words. And the long one is 12 to 15 minutes, which is around 1200 words. You can pick up the one based on your child's attention span on what they prefer. Okay, for this example, I'm going to go with the default options. Now we get into what makes the stories really personal. Interests. What does your child love? Basketball, music, dinosaurs, airplanes, space, art. Whatever you add here, the AI weaves into the stories naturally. So if your child loves basketball, they might find themselves shooting hoops in one story. If they love dinosaurs, a dinosaur might show up as a part of one of the adventures. It's a small detail, but it makes your child lean in and say, wait, that's my thing. And that's when the story stops being a story and starts feeling like their world. So for my daughter, I'm going to be adding animals, music and dance, drawing, cooking and baking, and colors and creativity. These are all the things she loves. Okay, next is personality traits. You can pick up to three, and I'd say stick with two or three. More than that, and the story tries to do too much with the character. So, is your child kind, curious, shy, energetic, quiet, funny? Pick the three that describes them the best. The AI uses these to shape how your child behaves in the story. A child who described as quiet and thoughtful will approach a challenge differently in the story than a child who's energetic and adventurous. So the personality trait makes the character in the story feel like your actual child, not just someone with their name and avatar. So now for our example, I'm going to select energetic, creative, and thoughtful. Okay, current challenges. When you create a story, you'll see all the 20 plus challenges we offer in every story. Okay, so like making friends, building confidence, fear of the dark, dealing with bullies, and a lot more. But you don't want to scroll through the entire list every night at bedtime, correct? So what you do here is select the 4 or 5 challenges your child is currently dealing with. So these get pinned on the top of the list when you create a story. So they're always one tap away. If your child is working on making friends and struggling with shyness, select those here, and they'll be right on top every time you create a story. And the beautiful thing is, creating multiple stories around the same challenge actually reinforces it. Stories are like rehearsals. The first story plants a seed, the second one builds on it, and by the time you're on the third or the fourth story on the same topic, your child has experienced multiple positive outcomes for that challenge. That's not repetition, that's practice. You can change these challenges anytime as your child grows and their challenges evolve. So I will select peer pressure and handling failure and eating healthy. Okay, favorites. This is the fun part. What's their favorite color? What's their favorite animal? Their favorite activity? These are little details that AI sprinkles throughout the stories. And if their favorite animal is a dog, don't be surprised when a dog shows up in one of their stories. If their favorite color is purple, you might notice a lot of purple showing up in the illustrations. These are small touches, but they make your child feel like the story knows them. For Samara, her favorite color is pink, animal is dog, and activity is drawing. So I'm just going to add it out here. Okay, next up is story worlds. This is only for the fantasy or the magical stories, not for the real ones. If your child loves magical forests, select that. If they are into space and adventure, select that. And if they can't get enough of dragons, select Dragonland. Fairy villages, Candyland, underwater world, it's all here. So whatever you select here gets pinned on the top when you are creating a fantasy story, just like the challenges. Your child's favorite worlds are always one tap away. So I'm going to select here Magical Forest, Arctic Adventure, and Candyland. And lastly, reading preferences. This is where you fine tune how the story is delivered. Things like font size, text spacing, background color, narration speed, etc. The obvious stuff you'd expect to adjust. Set it up once, and every story your child hears respect these preferences, so it feels exactly right for your child and their bedtime routine. Lastly, check the box and click Create Profile, and that's it. That's the full profile. Your child's name, age, appearance, interests, personality, challenges, friends, favorite words, all of it feeds into every single story FableJar creates. You just pick a challenge, tap create, and the story that comes back feels like it was written by someone who actually knows your kid. Because in a way, it was. You set it up. You told us who they are, and now every bedtime story is theirs. Okay, if you got any questions about this, drop them in the comments. I'll answer every one of them. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching this one.